We found them a nice giraffe inside of a garden. Geronimo something. But he needs to go into, like I should say, he needs to go into a field and zip up into something right in the field, because stuff like that is crazy, right? So then nobody would have paid attention to the happening and zipping up into an animal in the field, because the beasts of the field were beasts, but the animals of the garden were animals, right here. So if it happens in the things in the field are acting beastie, or beings are zipping themselves up into other animals, that's not a big deal as long as it's happening in the field and it's outside of garden. But that garden was infiltrated because Eve had no discernment. God was infiltrated because when he knocked on the door, she answered it. See, I told you, don't be answering no door. So Jesus, the door, knocker and the door. Holy Spirit stands behind the door saying, when the enemy comes in like a flood, I will lift a standard against him. The problem is there was no standard in the garden. Because everybody was avoiding the tree. Nobody's talking about the tree. Everybody was avoiding the tree, but they all wanted a piece of it. Didn't they? Eve, hey, she said, see, God told us this. He said, God didn't tell you that. And she said, you know, you're right. So she took it, right, and ate from it. And Adam did not need any convincing. He was standing and watching the whole exchange, said nothing, even though God had told him something different, right, than what Eve said. He said nothing to add discourse to it, right? So then when she said, here, take this, she had been fooled. Here, take this. He really wanted it, so he went ahead and took a bite of it, take a bite out of the crumb, because he really wanted a piece of it. He did not want to escape. The Bible says that my God will always make a way. That's the way that you would write, of escape, that I may be able to bear it. That was a way that he could have escaped. He's walking with God all day long and talking with him in the cool of the day. How about there's a way that he could have escaped it? He did not want to escape it. He wanted to eat it. Some of us don't want to escape our sin. We want to eat it. Some of us don't want to escape our sin. We want to take part in it and get imparted with it. We want to eat our sin. We want our sin to be digested. We want to eat it and eat ye all of it. We want to commune with our sin. Lay down and rub necks with it. You want to be best friends with it. Rub necks with it. Right? Pass back and forth. Oh, you're so sweet, sweetie. You're so cute, sweetie. You want to be married to your sin. God said you always know, Jamie. He said a couple seconds ago, you always know, Jamie, when sin is present, because the exchange of skin takes place. Hallelujah. God is already here. I can feel his presence. He's already here. All you have to do is open up your heart. God is already here. Oh, God is already here. I can feel him moving. He's already here. All you have to do is open up your heart. God is already here. Oh, God is already here. I can feel his presence. He's already here. All you have to do is open up your heart. All you have to do is open up your heart. All you have to do is open up your heart. All you have to do is open up your heart. God is already here. God is already here. Ain't he? Somebody should have told Adam. Selah. Sidebar. Quick note, right? Got on Facebook this morning. I said, okay, it's hurting. I said, I need prayer warriors. But you know how you get a prayer warrior? You shout out a need. I see things on Facebook, and I said, God, I asked him, can I connect to this? When I see needs on Facebook, I'm like, I'll pick it up and start praying. If God says so, you got to ask God about what you pray for. You ain't catch a prayer warrior? Cast forth your need. Catch a prayer warrior is done by casting forth your need. We are casting, it's spiritual, so I'm casting forth about something in the spirit. And those that have discernment will intercede. I got responses. I said, God's really, I'm okay. Seriously, God is going to have his way. I'm okay. The problem in lies, here's the issue. Here's the issue. We've known about chondroblastoma for about a year now. Right? The problem I'm having, right, is the assumption is it is not cancerous, which I believe. I'm Jamie. I don't, if it is cancerous, then it's something else, time to go. Whatever. I'm Jamie. My thing is I always try to make the most of every single day. I mean, art, Jesus, blog, put it in there because I don't know when tomorrow it could be my last. You don't get up one day and just be like, oh, hey, cancer, I got cancer and I'm dying tomorrow. It never happens that quickly. There's always an inkling in your body, always an inkling in you that knows something is going on because there's some pain there. Well, here's the issue. 3 tumors, one on one side, one on the other side, and one at the base of my knee, right? Because it's my patella. My patella just decided to work against me. But God is already here. I know about it. I still have worshiped God. You think I stopped one day worshiping God? I go to Christina's house, right? A week after I found out about the tumors in my knee, my foot was broken. So I go to Christina's house with this in my head. I know about it. It don't stop me from praying. Don't stop me from worshiping God. Because God is already here. Did he say, "Lo, I will be with you always, even to the end of the earth"? He said it. And I thought he said it like that. Even to the end of the earth. Because he's leaving. So it's like that. Like an echo. It's said backwards. It's echo in reverse, right? It's echo in reverse, right? Because he's leaving. See him, in reverse, or not in reverse. In reverse, right? No. No, I'll be with you always even to the end of the earth. Because he was saying quietly because he loves us. And we love him, right? So he's sad about it. He's sad about it. So he's sidable. So he probably was upset about it a little bit. He's sidable. So as he's leaving, that's his way of saying, bye, everybody. I'll be back. Except not Arnold Schwarzenegger be back, but you know. So Jesus said, "Lord, I'll be with you always." They say, "I'll be back." I'm talking about my back. He's talking about Jamie for your knee. I'll be back. My foot started hurting too recently too. That's how I know the weather's changing. My foot, because I got a screw, the length of my foot, not the width, but the length of my foot. I have a screw that long in it. But then Jesus say, "I'll be back." Hey, God glory, my colon is not acting right. I had to tell Kirk yesterday. But for my colon, then he say, "I'll be back." The fibromyalgia and the muscle pain I go through affects my colon. Which is odd, I really don't. I don't understand. But for the kidneys, stage 2 kidney disease. He looked at my kidneys and my knee and he said, "I'll be back." That was something from coming back for me, is it? I have eczema that's crazy all over my body. And I have to cover my body with medical cream and powder every day. Especially since I want to work out. Like I want to walk, I walk. So everybody, I have to use a lot more cream. I'll be back. To my heart. All the trouble that's going on, what's going on, right? Heart skipping beats, pains shooting in my heart. But then he said, Sunday I woke up and I went to church with my nerve in my arm that had almost been dead. It was literally the pain that was in my left arm. Then he was trying to tell me, "You having a heart attack." I have no heart attack. I have a heart. An enemy is under attack. That's what that is. I'll be back. I can let upstairs. They are upstairs. I'm downstairs. They are upstairs on the 3rd floor. I'm on the 2nd floor. How do they bring a heart attack into the 2nd floor? You can't bring a heart attack into my house unless I let you. God, Holy Spirit told me yesterday, he said, "Jamie, just because a package comes to your door does not mean you have to open the door and sign for it and receive it and accept it. You don't have to accept every package that comes to your door. You have to take it. So the only package I'm accepting is, I'll be back." They had nerve enough to tell me, "Jamie, you have a condition where your chest, let's say chest, those things in front of you, there's like bunches, let's say bunches of tumors in them." I'll be back. Come on. Because at any moment, right, one of those things could decide to be, oh, you a tumor, you a T, so I'm going to be a C, right? They could decide that, but because I got the prayer of faith in me, it is healing the sick constantly, right? That's why prayer is so important to me. That's why I do it daily and not weekly. I don't have a weekly prayer. I'll be back. I'm trying to do art and the carpal tunnel in both my hands. But if I go back again, it's either PT or surgery. I'll be back. My eyes been twitching. It's weird lately. I've been upset though. I've been here upset and I'm like, oh, this again. When I get stressed, my eyes go wonky. I told you guys. Even though I had the surgery, they took my eyes out, but they had to make sutures and stitches to sew my eyes back in with. He had to make them. So that's strabismus, and they say strabismus usually lands you in the hospital in surgery, getting their eyes taken out, readjusted, and put back in at least 4 or 5 times in your life. I'll be back. Oh God, glory. And I just don't like my eyes bleed. And then the time takes your eyes to come back because of autoimmune, right? So time takes my eyes to come back. It's been 3 years since I had the surgery, but it's a 2-year process for my eyes just to come back. But it's normally, for normal people, it's 3 months. But my body slows it down. I'll be back. Whoo, God. My liver. Lithium's killing my liver. Let's just say about lithium trying to, right? That I add that in my pituitary gland. But here's the thing, with my kidneys, right? My renal function was down last month. I don't like any of my functions to be down. It bothers me. I don't like that. I eat right, I drink a lot of water, I do it so stupid, but when something ain't operating right, it upsets me. Because if the kidneys and the liver are off, first of all, the kidneys are off, then what's going to the liver is not the right thing. It's too much. If the liver and the kidneys are off, then you are done. You shut down. Shut down for repairs. For repairs. But didn't Jesus say, I'll be back? We thank you, God. You're on your way back. He said, I'll be back. Say, God nasty back. I'm tired of looking at his back. I step on his back, but God said, I'll be back. That's why he said, when these things happen, look up. I'm bugging y'all, but when I say it, because he said, when these things happen, look up. If I'm looking up, and God said, I'll be back. If I'm looking up and wait for his imminent return, doesn't matter how Satan's back looks. I'm looking up. Glory. I'm looking up. It's easy. And in me looking up, I gotta tell you, what a blessing this weekend has been. Because with all the nonsense going on here, and I mean loud and bad nonsense, I got the opportunity to become deferential. As I was sitting eating in the kitchen a couple of minutes ago, I said, yes, the word is deferential, Holy Spirit. I think it's deferential. Because it's not indifferent. It's not different to it. It's deferential. Almost like I take what I want and I offer it. I defer. I'm not pointing out somebody and saying, look, that person deserves to get it. Because if I was pointing out somebody and saying, look, that the person deserves to get it, that's a refer. I refer. But I'm not referring the person. That person deserves to get it. No. I'm not telling somebody, look at that person and saying, hey, you need to give them what they deserve. And referring a person to you. They deserve it, referring it. No. Because a refer, it indicates that somebody's been pointed out, right? And that person is not connected to me. They've been pointing out for somebody else to give them something that they, here we go, deserve. No, we're not referring. It's not prefer, right? Because if I prefer, I take preference, right? So if I prefer myself to it. So I take number one with it, which means I say, hey, I'm better than them. I'm better than them, so you might as well give it to me. I prefer me, don't you? I prefer it. And then when you prefer, right, you put yourself at the head of the table, and what normally happens when people tell you no, you do not get it, you are sad because you have to go to the end of it. The table. Because you put yourself first. But if Jesus said, if you go to the end of the table, if you go to the bottom, and then when they pull you to the top, then you will be honored. But if you go to the top and they push you down to the bottom, then you'll be embarrassed. Right? I prefer. No. I prefer to take all of it to myself. Refer means I point them out to you and say, hey, you need to give them what they deserve. Right? I don't have a connection to them. I just got a mouth. So I refer. Prefer means I take it onto myself. I say I deserve it. Right? The other one was the other person deserved it. Here I deserve it. No. Defer means, hey, I had the opportunity to take this thing, but I defer to you. Miss Luna told me, she said, Jamie, anger usually just hides vulnerability. It's not usually the first emotion you feel. It hides vulnerability. So Pastor David's telling you to be vulnerable. You have to check your anger levels. You have to check your anger. Cut down on anger, vulnerability will go up. Harmony was right. Anger is also about unmet expectations. I get angry when I expect you to give me something that I know I should get, I know I deserve, but you don't feel like I should be given it. And that's okay. I get angry. Why? I get angry if the contract isn't signed properly. I get angry if the shoes aren't given to me. I get angry if I don't get the hairstyle that I pay for. I get angry. Why? Because I'm actually hiding my real emotion. Miss Anger said, Miss Linda said, what is the real emotion that you are feeling? Sadness. I'm having a hard time even talking about it. Sadness. What is it? You feel like you're being robbed of something because of the fact that it's probably going back. For me, it usually shoots back to a memory that I've had. I feel like I should be preferred. I'm okay referring people. I will do it all day. But when I feel like I should be preferred and you don't prefer me, I can tell you the truth. It happened today. Right, I forgot. Somebody there is better than me. I'm sorry. Right, I forgot. Somebody is just, you just rather have somebody else. They got better hair. I'm just not choosing. It's okay. But but here I'm deferring. It's mine. It's supposed to be mine. I'm supposed to have it. I'm supposed to make use of it. This is my apartment. I had never really had a bed. I grew up and Lord had me in a twin bed. So I had a twin bed basically my whole life. Going to college, I had a full bed, full size bed, because I was living in a dorm with somebody, right? Then came out of college, right? I just had a full bed. For the first time in my life, I have a queen size bed. And the bed is right there. It's halfway down the hallway from here. On my left side, I have the bathroom as I walk down the hall, then my bedroom, then the other bedroom that I turned into a slash office, kinda. I gotta organize a little bit better. And then my living room. Halfway down the hallway, halfway to the living room, is preference. Oh, God, you better say this thing. I can't even. Pastor David killed it. He had me crying after the sermon. Are you kidding me? I'm grown. I'm Jamie. He had me crying. I don't cry. I got brick in my veins. My veins, the veins don't work. So the aorta, the veins don't work. The aorta don't work. So it keeps barfing blood. But whatever blood is there is brick. It ain't. It's stucco. It ain't no soft blood. I'm Jamie. And he got up and started talking. I said, God, I really know what I need to go higher. I want to go higher. It's not to go higher ahead of you. It's to go higher ahead of where I was last year. In God. How did God see me last year? And so halfway down the hallway, there's preference. My bedroom with the bed in it. With the lights, the white lights that look like Christmas lights, yeah? The white lights that I strung up one line of white lights in my room. And then I got the light above that's not really that bright, but I got soft light over my bed that I love to sketch next to my TV. I got the best TV in there, and the clicker is the best one too because I can turn the TV off and on with that clicker. I can't do it like that with the one in the living room. Perfect, because I wake up in there, and it's a big bed. I got this big blanket, and I love it because I got this big bed, even though I sleep on all of it. Right, this big bed, I just feel so special in it. I'm paying the rent for it. Preference. Halfway to what? Deference. I gave it up. I said she and her sons and her husband and the dog can have that bedroom. I have not slept in my bedroom since Sunday, since the sermon. I will not sleep in that bedroom until God gives me permission. They can leave. Once they're going, I'm going to defer to somebody. I'm going to defer to something. I don't even want to know when they're going. Because while they are still here, or the memory of them is still here, if I don't know that they are going, I am deferring. I am sacrificing. If I find out they're going, I can run back in the room, the sacrifice is done. So I don't want to know when they leave. Because when they leave, the deferring is done. I have to find another way to lay down, to deny myself. I have to find another way to lay down what I want. Because the only way you're going to get what you want in the end is to lay down what you want right now. I don't get my lay up for Matthew 6:19-21. I don't get my lay up for Matthew 6:19-21 until I lay down what I want here. See, it's a special spiritual kind of thing. I got to lay down what I want to get what I want up there. You don't get what you want up there unless you lay down what you want down here. It's got to be one or the other, right? If you want this, like Pastor Alvin Dar said, if you want this, you cannot have that. You can't. So literally halfway to the living room is preference. And I happily go in there, grab my blanket and my pillows, and take myself to the couch. We never had a couch growing up anyway. So this is my opportunity to say thank you, God, for my couch. To remember sleeping on the couch when I don't have to. To remember what it was like to have a living room, living with Lois, a living room, and she chose not to give us a couch. There was no comfort. I don't know how to hook my CPAP up in there. I probably can, but it'll be very hard to do it. Kirk was like, you have to figure it out. You have to figure that out now. Chest pains, you got to figure that out now, right now. I said, Kirk, I'm not sleeping in my room. I defer to prefer, right? I defer preference. I give preference over. I defer preference. God told me this morning, he said, Jamie, but you really can't sacrifice until and defer until you learn how to defer to me, right? When you give over to me, when you give up to me, we say, God, I give you this. You cannot defer to anybody until you learn how to defer to me. He said, every time you defer, right, it will be just like you are preferring yourself. If you do not defer to God, every time you choose to defer, stay with me. It will start out like, I'm giving this to you, God, but it won't be that. You always get some natural benefit from it. Because we don't know how to give outside of ourselves. We have to ask God, what is it that I need to defer so that I may grow spiritually? We have to ask God that. What is it that I need to defer in order for me to get the benefit of deferring out of it? Because deference is only something that's done in the spirit. I can't be completely deferential until I get it over to God completely. And all night long, I hear, don, 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 ba, 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 dun, 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 dun. And I just turn Pastor David video up and go to sleep. I don't get angry now because it's not shaking the couch. I'm on the couch. They're in the room. They're over my bed. I complain about the inconsiderateness, but there's no inconsiderateness anymore. Why? Because I'm not calling on Lindsay. I didn't Romans 8:28 anoint Lindsay. So I'm not calling on Lindsay to be considerate of me. I'm not calling on Jamie, right, to be considerate and do what God is telling me to do. The only person that I could change is me, right? So I'm not giving Lindsay a calling of consideration. She can't do it. She's not saved. But I could call Jamie. And the only reason why I could call Jamie is because Jamie's already been called to be considerate, to be loving. And I'm starting to believe love doesn't matter and love does not exist until you actually lose something. Without sacrifice, there is no love. True love. Is there? In order to come down here and be with us and teach us, Jesus had to give up heaven. He sacrificed heaven, right? In order for us to be saved, right? Jesus had to sacrifice his own life, lay his own life down, and give his life up on the cross. There has to be a sacrifice made in order for love to be exhibited, because God is love. Jesus is God, right? So God is love, right? Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone that loveth is born of God, and knoweth God. He that loves God, knoweth not God, for God is love. If God is love, then we need to follow his example. Pastor David drove me crazy on Sunday. He just kept saying, just do it. I was just like, because I kept thinking to myself, I can't do it, but I want to do it so bad, but I can't do it. And he knows it. Which tells us what? I need help. I need help. Don't I? I can't do this about God. I can't be deferential. I want that to be my word of the year. I want to grow. Okay, so then make this your word of the millennium. No. Okay, then you ain't gonna grow. That's what we do, right? One more time. I want to grow. Okay, so make deferential your term of the year. No. Okay, so we want to grow, but we don't want to do what it takes to grow, right? It's grounded, grow, go, right? But first, before all of that, is gathered. And you can't gather with the saints and be in communion with the saints and be amongst the body of believers. How do you operate outside of in the world? Because God said, go ye into the world and preach the gospel to every living creature. You can go and win and go outside and win souls with God's help. But you cannot preach the gospel to every living creature while you are walking on the earth. Why? Because we are not outside preaching. To be outside preaching is a little bit of a oddity. People don't listen to outside preachers. You go win them, and when you come into the body, they come to the household of faith, then you preach to them. But I can't win you if you're outside the church, and you have nothing to hold on to. There's no act of a belief, no act of conscience, no act of anything. I will not be able to preach to you. I have to go out in the world, get you if I'm going to get you, and then bring you into the church and preach to you, says God. Jesus commanded us to go into the world and preach the gospel to every living creature, right? Baptize in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. You're not going to baptize nobody and you ain't got no church. Tells me you got to learn how to operate within the body, within the church, before you go into the world. That's why it's gathered, grounded. I left one out, sorry. Grow. Grounded first, then grow. Because it's down, then up. It's not up, then down. Gather, come together. Grounded. You get grounded sometimes. I know, trust me. Trust me. Grounded. Grow. Then go. And yes, this is not a list. The order matters. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. The order here matters. Pastor Dave said on Sunday, he said, deny yourself, pick up your cross, and follow Jesus. Now, y'all know me. I'm crazy. Where do you think I spent the most time? So even though he gave us a trinity, right? A trinity of what we need to do, right? Of orders of what we need to do in being a disciple. You opened up a trinity of concept to me, a trinity of concept. Because the trinity is one, but it involves three.